Well, greetings friends. Dr. Pete back with another Old Man Muscle video chat. In my Old Man Muscle handbook, I talk about grip strength. And the reason is that research has shown a correlation between grip strength and longevity. What this means is the stronger your grip, the longer you are likely to live. Now, from a fitness perspective, when it comes to strength training, building a strong grip is probably one of the most neglected areas in the gym in our training, and in many cases, it's not even addressed. So this is a tragedy, quite frankly. And the simple fact is that the hands are the first point of contact between you and any object that you're going to lift, whether it's a dumbbell or a kettlebell or a barbell. Furthermore, you might not realize that grip strength and training the grip strength actually does more for you in terms of just a firm handshake. It'll help you to perform better in the various lifts during strength training, and that could be the deadlift or the barbell row or dumbbell row, chest press, and so on. So the question now becomes, which exercises should I be doing if I want to have a stronger grip? And that is the precise reason for this video, because on the slides that follow, I am going to outline for us several exercises that you can choose from and incorporate into your strength training so that your grip strength will be stronger then compared to what it is now. All right, are you ready? Let's get on with the slides. Well, here we are with the topic of grip strength, and thank you for joining me in this presentation. As you can see from the outline, I have arranged a set of 3 subtopics for our discussion, culminating in an examination of 10 grip strength exercises that I am excited to share with you. The first topic asks the question, why care about grip strength? This could just as easily have been phrased, why is grip strength important? And as you see, 3 reasons why we should care are listed. 1, longevity. 2, better grip strength means more overall success in the gym. And 3, ADLs. Let's talk about longevity. It's the number of years that the average person can expect to live. Did you ever feel like your hand was caught in a vice when shaking hands with a strong person? Well, that means that the strong person had a strong grip. Scientists have been interested, in fact, in the association between physical strength, including grip strength, and health for many years. What most people don't realize is that it turns out that your grip strength is a better indicator of your longevity than is your blood pressure. Did you know that? There's a reproducible inverse relationship between grip strength and the risk of death. This means that people with strong grips have a lower risk of dying than similar people with weak grips. Since this is Old Man Muscle, I talk about aging a lot in our videos. Well, imagine, not only is there value in terms of living longer, but if you were to slip and needed to grab onto something to prevent a debilitating fall, let's say, that is another benefit of having a strong grip. The second reason we should care about grip strength is that when grip strength improves, so will your other lifts in the gym. And this means that a strong grip boosts your strength for successfully performing other strength training exercises. You might not realize that the neuromuscular pathways that involve the hand, the wrist, and the forearm connect with the shoulder. And this results in a significant neurological connection between grip and shoulder and strength. Why the stronger grip? Well, the more weight can be used in many of your exercises or lifted when you have a stronger grip. When we're lifting barbells, dumbbells, kettlebells, medicine balls, one thing we should remember to do is simply squeeze the handle, the bar, or the ball as tightly as possible during the exercise to enhance our grip strength. A side benefit, by the way, of being able to lift more with a stronger grip is related to losing body fat. What? Oh yeah. And simply put, it means lifting more weight during your workout means more calories burned, okay? Not only during the workout itself, but also during the recovery period, which is between training days. Okay, I've said enough on this topic, and let me move on to the next one, and it is ADLs, our activities of daily living. If you stop and think for a second, we use our hands for doing so many things, just about everything, right? Whether it's activities as shown on this slide, over on the right side to include such things as dressing, showering, practicing good personal hygiene, or everyday tasks like carrying groceries, opening jars, lifting suitcases, lifting small children, walking the pet dog, or gym-related activities like pull-ups, rows, or curls, the hands are very important as the first point of contact between us and what we are lifting. Each of these tasks that were mentioned, in fact, are made possible when the person possesses a certain amount of grip strength. The next major topic, hand, wrist, and forearm training. We use a dynamometer in the Old Man Muscle Gym to assess grip strength. And the disclaimer here is, if a person has arthritis pain in the wrist, fingers, or hand, then a grip strength test is not recommended and should not be attempted due to the pain factor. Nor should that person engage in exercises that would cause discomfort and pain. Well, let's look briefly at the anatomy of the forearm, and then we'll look at a few dumbbell wrist extension and flexion exercises afterward. These help strengthen the forearm muscles as well as the brachii or brachioradialis, which is a muscle that connects the wrist to the forearm, and the muscles of the hand itself and the fingers. The forearm includes two opposing sets of muscles involved in creating a strong grip, and they are on this slide, the flexors, which close the hand to make a fist, and the extensors along the top of the forearm that are responsible for opening the fist to a flat hand. Exercises that strengthen the forearm flexors will enhance overall grip strength, but it is also important to do exercises that address the action of opening the hand with the extensors. Now, before we begin with strength training for grip strength, allow me to differentiate the so-called crush grip from the pinch grip. The crush grip is when you close your hand around any object, including someone else's hand. That's the crush grip. Typically, there's a certain amount of squeezing pressure that goes along with a crush grip. A different type of grip is called a pinch grip. Just in case, or I should say in this case, the fingers, only the fingers, the thumb on one side of the pinch, and two or more remaining fingers on the other, usually not the pinky, however, come into play. And as kids, we would all get pinched and would pinch other people, so we're already familiar with pinching. But now, when training, we have to be sure to develop a well-rounded, strong grip that includes the hands, wrists, and forearms, and does not forget or neglect the strength of the fingers, and that is why we would exercise using crush grip and also pinch grip. I think it's a good idea to perform warm-up and preliminary exercises prior to the 10 grip strength training exercises that I will mention. Therefore, I first have a group of 6 preliminary exercises for you. Just about to talk about them now, all performed in the seated position. So let's begin. First, we want to hold the hands out in front and flex the wrists downward, then come back to the neutral position and then flex upward, followed by a return to the neutral position. And we want to repeat this sequence for about 30 seconds. You can at first move your hand up and down slowly and then increase the speed as you go along. Next, finger spreading. Place your hands out in front as if you're about to play an imaginary piano. With each hand in position, spread your fingers as far apart as you can. I like to say until it hurts. And then move them back so the 5 fingers on each hand come together. Again, squeeze and make it hurt if you can. Repeat for about 30 seconds. You might also simply open and close the fist for 30 seconds. Here you are performing flexion and extension. And again, you can start out at a comfortable pace, but then try to go twice as fast and maybe 3 times as fast. Now, neutral grip dumbbell wrist curls. In order to perform this exercise, we need to hold a dumbbell with the back of your forearm resting on your thigh and with the hand holding the dumbbell in a neutral hammer curl position with the wrist overhanging the knee by several inches for clearance. Then simply bend your wrist back and forth for about 10 to 20 repetitions depending on the weight that you have selected. And be careful with these dumbbells. You don't want to select a heavy weight that's going to put too much strain on the wrist such that it doesn't allow for complete range of motion on the exercise. Make sure it's just challenging enough, but not too challenging. The underhand grip dumbbell wrist curl is a variation of the exercise that we just performed, and that's a simple one to learn the changes in the hand grip on this one from neutral to a supinated or underhand grip. It's another great grip exercise. Be sure to use the full range of wrist motion up and down on all of these exercises, keeping the arm and elbow resting on the thigh at all times. Also be sure to maintain a straight and tall upper body with a neutral spine, and be sure to consciously squeeze the grip of the dumbbell as hard as you can while performing these exercises. Breathing cadence is important when we perform resistance training, of course, so breathe out, exhale, as the hand comes upward, and inhale as it moves downward. These exercises are best performed, as we've said, in the seated positions. The overhand grip dumbbell wrist curl. Some of you are already thinking, can we perform a seated dumbbell reverse wrist curl? In other words, the overhand grip. Well, of course we can, and we should. Simply grasp the dumbbell with the overhand palms down, or called pronated grip, and perform as before, 10 to 20 repetitions. The finger dumbbell curl. This is one of the last exercises, or it is the last exercise, preliminary one I'm going to talk about, called the finger curl for short. And we place a dumbbell of suitable weight in the hand using an underhand grip. And as before, we rest the forearm on the thigh and allow the wrist to overhang the knee by several inches to allow for full range of motion. What we do is then we open the hand slightly and allow the fingers to spread and bend, simultaneously bend the wrist down so that the dumbbell travels down to your fingertips. Then we reverse the motion of the dumbbell back up as you synchronize the upward motion of your wrist with the pushing up of the dumbbell by your fingers. Now, taken together, all of these exercises that we've just discussed will help you develop hand, wrist, and forearm strength to give us a stronger grip, and in addition, these will help prevent injuries to the wrists, forearms, and even elbows and hands. But wait, there's more. We will finish this video tutorial now by discussing 10 key grip strength exercises that I'm sure you will want to pick and choose from to incorporate into your weekly strength training routines. 10 targeted grip strength training exercises. Number 1, the ball squeeze. Simply grab hold of a ball of comfortable size that allows you to give it a good squeeze with the fingers. The fingers should be emphasized rather than the palm of your hand. You might perform as many repetitions as you can before fatigue sets in. Number 2, the barbell hold and reverse curl. This exercise requires a straight bar or an easy curl bar with a pronated palms down grip. Hold the bar with your arms at your sides, elbows close to the rib cage. The bar will be out in front of you. With enough weight to be slightly challenging, you simply hold the bar in place until fatigue sets in. On the other hand, you can perform a curl by pulling the bar up to the shoulder height with the hands. As you know, that is called the curl. Be sure to breathe out, exhale as you lift, and inhale, breathe in as you return the bar to the downward position. Typical number of reps here is 8 to 12. Number 3, barbell levering. This is an interesting exercise, really works the wrists. Grab a straight bar, an unweighted barbell or a body bar, with one hand slightly off center, which means it can be forward of the center or backward off center, and lift it to parallel. You can lift the front to the front and to the back. Rock the bar, in other words, up and down with wrist action, so the bar goes up and down like a seesaw. Some folks feel like if you hold the bar slightly behind the center, it gives a different kind of exercise than if you hold the bar slightly ahead or in front of the center. So you might want to experiment with that. Number 4, dumbbell hex head grab. You can perform this exercise properly if your dumbbells have the hex head end caps rather than the circular ones. This provides the needed surface area for your fingers to individually grip the dumbbell ends. The idea is that while seated, to grasp the dumbbell off the ground slightly and hold it for a count of perhaps 15 to 30 seconds, being sure not to hold your breath and not to stoop down. Use a comfortable yet challenging weight because too much weight can cause undue strain on the thumb especially, which may take a while to heal. What about number 5? Well, these are the dumbbell wrist curls. This is similar in approach to the standard dumbbell wrist curl where you stand and hold palms up a dumbbell of suitable weight at your side using a tight death grip and curl your wrist upward. Then return to the starting position and repeat. Did you notice we're only curling the wrist, not the rest of the arm as in a standard curl exercise? Be sure not to overload the wrist. You need to achieve full range of motion. Number 6 out of 10 is the farmer's carry. Why is this called the farmer's carry? Well, farmers have traditionally been recognized for the chores that must be done in the barn, in the stables, in the pens, out in the fields, so forth. Many of these involve carrying objects by hand, hence the name of the exercise, the farmer's carry. Now, in this exercise, core strength is developed due to walking while carrying dumbbells at your side. There is also some benefit to the shoulders and to the hips in terms of strengthening. The act of carrying weights with the grip of your hands acts to improve grip strength. Instead of carrying dumbbells, you can also use kettlebells or barbell plates, being sure to squeeze them as hard as possible as you walk. Now, if you use the plates, you're going to be engaging the pinch grip instead of the crush grip, so it's a little bit different. The distance should be at least 10 to 20 feet in each direction, forward and back. Number 7, the hand gripper. The hand or torsion gripper is a device that you can purchase. It's been around for years. It's one of the best ways to train your crush grip and may be spring-loaded or of a simpler design. The vintage hand grippers offered a single tension, but more modern types are able to be adjusted to variable tensions. As shown in the photos, the idea is to open and close the fist while squeezing the gripper. The amount of time that you remain in the closed position will impact the difficulty as well as the effectiveness of this exercise for increasing your grip strength. In fact, in the gym, my clients and I perform an isometric version of this exercise where we close the hand gripper and keep it closed with our strong grip, and usually for a count of 30 seconds. So you can incorporate that as well. Alrighty, getting to number 8 is the kettlebell raise. Kettlebell raise is a single arm exercise that can help improve grip strength as well as shoulder strength. Simply hold a kettlebell by the handle so the bottom is facing upward or forward toward the ceiling. Alternatively, palm the bottom of the kettlebell with your hand as shown in the photo, like holding a shot put ball. It's advisable to use a somewhat light weight here so that you can better control the kettlebell, and prevent it from wobbling and perhaps hitting you in the face or the head. Squeeze the kettlebell as hard as possible and push the weight up overhead. Always try to keep your arm more forward or out in front of your body during this exercise movement rather than to your side in order to prevent undue strain on the shoulder joint. We're at number 9. It's the plate pinch and curl. Use the thumb and fingers of one hand and reach down and grasp the solid area of a barbell plate that is on the floor at your side, keeping your back upright and straight. In other words, don't stoop. The plate then is thus sandwiched between your fingers. Pinch the plate and lift it off the ground. At this point, you can either curl the plate back and forth or lift the plate straight off the ground and back with an up and down motion, or simply hold the plate stationary in the upright motion. And make sure that you keep breathing as you're gripping the plate. Do not engage the palm of your hand, maintain plate contact only with the fingers. You're going to be surprised at how doing 10 to 20 reps, we'll do 10 to 12 reps with a single 10-pound plate, how challenging I should say, that can be. Speaking of 10, we're at number 10, the exercise. The last one of our strength training exercises is called the towel hang and pull-up. So chin-ups and pull-ups are both great traditional exercises to develop a strong grip. However, they are often quite difficult for the older man to execute using a standard overhead bar. In fact, the average number of pull-ups that the typical man 60 and over can achieve is 0 to 1. So that tells us everything we need. So therefore, at the Old Man Muscle Gym, I created a modification in which a barbell is set upon a squat rack to hang from, with our feet out in front and touching the ground for added support and power. So if you look at the picture, you can see that. We add a towel, twist folded like a rope, which is draped over the bar and grasped tightly as shown in this photo. We then pull ourselves up and lower ourselves down. This modification, I can tell you, still offers a good challenge and will definitely help develop better grip strength. So I have presented 10 grip strength exercises for you. Be sure to work each side, meaning left and right, performing perhaps 10 to 12 reps and between 1 to 3 sets on each, depending upon which exercise it is and your goals. Maintain proper form, which always means maintaining a neutral spine, no leaning or stooping forward. Also be attentive to your breathing. While these exercises are not aerobic ones, you can still become out of breath with them, especially if you do not breathe correctly. In general, breathe out on flexing and contracting or upward movement, and breathe in on downward or extension eccentric movements. Do not hold your breath when exercising, as this can stress the heart and create unhealthy spikes in your blood pressure. Now, it's been said there's never been a strong person with weak hands, and I'd have to agree wholeheartedly. And I doubt there is ever going to be a time when you or I say, "Boy, my grip is just too strong. I wish it was weaker." So in closing, I would suggest that when putting together a grip routine of your own, it's a good idea to cycle through these different types of grips over the course of the week in order to work different muscles and different angles of those muscles. Also, this completes the presentation that I wanted to share with you on the fundamental information regarding grip strength training. I'll hop back on the video now to close us out. Thank you for watching. Well, that's it for today. I hope you can make ample use of this information and will improve your grip and your grip strength and all of your strength training, in fact. So until next time, this is your friend, Dr. Pete, saying God bless and keep on training.